All right, check, 1, 2. Ooh, Nat's picking a fancy background. You can't see it yet, but it's there. Hello. Hello there. Welcome to the Rough Report. It's me and Nat tonight. Jessica can't be with us. I think she said she was going to be on another podcast. I think she was like
Nice.
guesting on another podcast there.
She's so popular.
Yeah, she's hustling. She's hustling.
Yeah.
She's always working. She's always up to something. That one.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's funny because we were talking about doing the show last night. It was kind of a little bit of a last minute thing because the whole day I was just feeling the brain drain and the energy drain and the soul drain, as opposed to the soul train. If there's an opposite of the soul train, it's the soul drain. And so it's sort of a last minute thing where I'm like, yeah, do you care if I do this tomorrow or is it going to bother you? And she's like, no, I'll just Twitch stream some video games tonight. I was like, all right, awesome. She's like, but I can't do tomorrow because I got this other thing going on. But it's funny because she's like, I swear to God, I won't be wine drunk this time like I was at the last I was like, yeah, she was a little sauced on last week's show, but I don't mind that. I don't mind that. We play things a little fast and loose around here. I just thought it was funny that she's like, I won't be wine drunk this time. I promise.
Yeah.
I think before last week's show, she was like hanging with the in-laws or something like that. So that was her inspiration to get a little. And of course, I'm doing my usual thing on the Rough Report where I have a glass of whiskey. Usually don't refill it.
Yeah, I'm home. We're in the same house. It's just I have my office upstairs.
Yes. So. Nat is actually here in the building. She's just on a different computer because with this new setup, it's kind of just easier to do it this way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then that way I don't need to worry about you hogging me out of the screen or anything. So.
Yeah. Muscling you out of here.
Yeah. Now I got all the room, even though I am disappearing into this brick wall.
Oh, my stash is looking so sad right now. I'm still debating on whether to grow it back. I'm so far growing it back. But yeah, it's at that stage where it just looks like I got a little dirt on my face or something like that.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, there he is. It's our boy Sean, who was featured on the show a couple weeks ago.
Hey.
Is in the comments here. Thanks again for joining us. Look how professional his picture is. Oh my God. God, I haven't gotten pictures like that. When I was like 25, I got headshots, like professional headshots.
I need to get Kathy to take me some so I can.
And that was the last time I had anything that remotely looked that professional. I think I feel weird now. You know what I mean? Like where it's like, I'm this isn't me. I'm pretending to be some professional guy. What is this? You know,
I got to be professional at work anyway. So like for me, 6 of one, half dozen the other, whatever.
Yeah. So, a couple things to talk about today. As I just titled the show, "Now is the time of monsters," because oh man, are there so many monsters?
It's a bad time.
It is a really bad time,
and be able to read.
Increasingly be a bad time. Like if you remember our show a couple weeks ago when we had Sean on, we were breaking things down in terms of like that Carney speech, and we're like, oh my God, what's world economics going to look like in the next couple weeks? And of course, like who knows what crazy things are going to happen? It could decide history. It could mean nothing. So far, from what I've gathered, nothing has really happened on the world stage stuff. Maybe there's something I missed.
Yeah,
as far as like the trade wars and tariff wars and stuff, I don't think there's been a lot of big moves made.
I mean, the big moves have already been big and moved.
Yeah, like our deal with China and the electric cars and stuff like that. Like that was a pretty big deal. I just thought,
well, and even
I think most people thought
tariffs on everything like that's already happened, right?
Yeah.
So whatever.
So yeah, I guess just in the wake of that speech, I guess things people were expecting bigger moves to happen in the immediate wake of that, I myself being included. But it looks like that hasn't quite happened yet. So far, everything is just sort of the normal hell that we've been living for the past year. Normal hell being. Yeah, that's a phrase I hope doesn't catch on, because I don't want to be the one to catch it. Don't worry, we're not in super hell or hell plus. We're in regular hell. And part of regular hell, and part of why I was just having a hard time getting on the stream yesterday, the absolute like darkness of the Epstein stuff.
Yeah. Like, we knew it was bad, but like normal people lack the imagination to understand the depths of the depravity. Because why would normal people? Why would our brains
if you
even have
put this in a
go that
fiction
far?
movie, if you put this in like a horror movie, some sort of like a dystopian thing, people would be like, "This is cartoonish.
Yeah.
It's absurd. It can't be believed, right?" But here we are staring into that void, being confronted with the fact that this is very real and horrifying. And just this sort of image alone, where there's nothing horrible unto itself happening in any of these pictures, just the mere fact that you're looking at real people, real children that this happened to. And it took a dead man's emails to even get the ball rolling on believing them. And then to add the insult to the injury of it all, because that seems to be just the entire theme: insult to injury, insult to injury.
Oh yeah, the insults don't stop coming.
Newest insult. Millions of documents, but Epstein's victims say they are no closer to justice. This is from the BBC just 9 hours ago. This article goes on to explain, millions of files relating to sex offender Jeffrey Epstein have been disclosed by the U.S. Department of Justice since a law mandated the release last year. 3 million documents, blah, 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 blah. Days later, botched redactions, which revealed the identities of some of Epstein's victims, forced the DOJ to wipe thousands of the files from its website.
Botched.
Among them were women who had not previously been named, according to their lawyers. The unredacted files included emails, victim statements, nude images, and bank account details. The DOJ blamed
they were able to remember to redact the senders.
Yeah. The stuff they remembered to redact. Yeah. And then
I'm just going to interrupt for 1 sec. Sure. So if they had accidentally sent the files totally unredacted, would be one thing. Them sending the files, redacting the names of senders, the names of offenders who were actively complicit and working with Epstein, but then leaving in information on the victims.
It's just, it's awfully convenient.
It's not convenient.
Else,
it's another
nothing
insult.
Else.
It's another insult.
Yeah, it is absolutely an insult. And I'm obviously saying awfully convenient with a big because as they tried to explain, the DOJ blamed the mistakes on technical or human error. We're not sure which error it is. It could have been it was an error. Whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie daisy.
Doodle. Yeah.
I'm heartbroken for the girls whose information was released. It's such a huge violation of the most terrible moments of their lives. Epstein survivor Ashley Rubright told the BBC. Another, Annie Farmer, said, "It is hard to focus on the new information that has been brought to light because of how much damage the DOJ has done by exposing survivors this way." And of course, painfully obvious statement. We feel like they're playing games with us, but we're not going to stop fighting. Good. And of course, campaigners now fear that the scale of the error could have broader consequences and even deter other victims of trafficking and sexual violence from reporting the offenses. You don't say.
No.
You don't say that might be the fallout from this. Again, a little convenient, wouldn't you say?
No.
It's almost like they're trying to intimidate people. This is the most criminal administration.
Yeah.
Just outright criminal. Outright.
I'm adjusting my setup since it's the first time.
Like there's been corruption. We've seen corruption. Corruption isn't new. But it's so insultingly, boldly in your face that it is mind altering. Like the way it makes the blood boil. The way it makes you feel sick inside, because it is so obnoxious.
Yeah.
You know, and no one in any position of authority seems to actually give a shit, and we are staring right into the barrel of this gun that's saying, you know, laws don't exist for these powerful people.
Yeah.
The end. Suck it up. You know?
Sorry, I'm being annoying right now because I'm trying to figure out why my camera won't focus now that I've moved it. Like, I'm not this I took off the face blurring filter because I'm like whatever, I'm old and you know I don't give a shit. Like but then it being blurry, I'm like, stop it.
They are just blatant with it. Absolutely.
They're so blatant with it. And the thing is that like that's what you posted on your story from that TikTok, that little cartoon of the reporter at the White House briefing. Just play that. Just play that. Honestly, because this is literally. Oh, I'm clear again. Yeah, this is. Yeah, just play it because nothing I can say it will say more than
honor my Facebook banner. I think it's quite fun. There's a lot of far right-wing people that I annoy online that don't care for it very much. But I think it's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go to view story. I think it's the last story. Oh, okay. That's the Hassan one.
Yeah, it's the other one.
Okay.
People claiming that they're moderate when they're obviously right.
I feel like this is
okay. I've never encountered another human being that's been like, oh, I'm a centrist or I'm a moderate. And then lo and behold, it's a big secret, but they were actually liberal. It never happens. There's never been a moment.
Or even to that extent, I would say like communists who are like, you know, like you'll never have a person who's been like, I'm liberal, but then like secretly they're like, actually, I am against private capital having the means of production should belong to the workers. You know, usually somebody who believes that is going to outright and tell you that they're not
because they want to suss out who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, look, I think we should seize the means of production. And I think landlording is theft.
yeah, exactly. We're pretty transparent, I would say. Like, it's always the right wing people who are a little more ashamed.
It does us no good.
Someone's like, you know, I didn't want to tell you that I really like you.
Speak of forefront of conversation.
Yes, yeah. Put it right out there. Wave your freak flag and see who says what. Right.
Yes.
Universal child care. But I was just testing the waters. It's always like I'm a moderate, and then you expand on it, and it's like, oh, you just want to put immigrants in concentration camps. Yeah. So we just got to stop. Cut with the shit. I don't want to hear it. I know immediately when you say I'm a moderate or I'm a centrist, I immediately know you're right wing.
Yeah. Does the White House have a response to these new Epstein emails that show that Trump, he did it? Who? Trump did it. Did what? He did everything you guys are thinking he did. He and Epstein, Mm-hmm. You're not denying it? Nah, fuck it. And also we killed Epstein to keep him quiet about this whole thing. Which was obviously a waste of time, but you know. Hindsight's 2020. Hindsight's 2020. Wow, I didn't think you'd come out and Okay, so now that that's out of the way, we're so excited to announce that Trump is going to pardon 5 turkeys this year instead of just 1. But we were just as a kind of joke because he's been doing so much pardoning of like criminals. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's funny. That's turkeys are funny. Just move on. Funny is this Epstein thing. Yeah, nothing's going to happen with that. But this is above and beyond. Nah, it's not. But the Democrats, they might. No, they won't. Look, our people are still going to support us no matter what happens. And the Democrats, look at me, and the Democrats are still just going to do infighting about how the progressives aren't trying to understand where the right is coming from enough. And everything's going to go back to normal. So just don't worry about it. You know? Let's just talk to.
Yeah.
I mean, it cuts off. There's a little bit more because I followed it over to TikTok and watched it from there.
Like 20 more seconds at the end there, I think. But so yeah, go back and watch that whole thing if you haven't already.
But literally, like
that is what we're looking at, right?
That's what we're dealing with right
behaving.
now. And other people are just going along with it.
And the cruelty was the point. It had to be. I am inclined to agree. I have said this about the footage that has been coming out of like Minnesota and all the ice footage. And it's like, oh, you know, they I saw the memes going around where it's like, no, the phone is their most dangerous weapon. It's like, no, they want you to see this.
Yeah.
Make no mistake. They may pretend that they're, like, you know, that they don't want you to see it, but they don't
want to be identified.
Yeah, they want to be identified as individuals.
As individuals,
but as a system, as a fascistic system, they want you to see this and want you to feel powerless, and they want you to progressively become a passive observer who can only just gawk and shake their head. Oh my!
Because they want you to be afraid to get involved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They want to intimidate you from getting involved, and they want to just have you watching and scared of them.
Because
they're
they know
fear.
They know we have the numbers, right? They know they're putting so many people in Minnesota because of the size of Minnesota. If they put this many people in LA
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a reason that they're not going after certain cities.
That's what I'm saying. Is that like this show of force, especially being caught on
what
camera,
they think is the low-hanging fruit.
But it's also so funny because these people are so fucking inept. That, you know, doing this in Minnesota in the winter and sending folks in who like are not winter ready.
Oh, putting up this comment as well. Well said. Yeah. Again, it's an intimidation tactic. It is rubbing it in your face that we rule you. We are above the rules. You are not. Suck it up. That's what they want. Like maybe they'll never say it explicitly. And this is what they want.
Yeah, the thing that shits me to death is that to us, they have been saying it very explicitly. But because reading comprehension and media savviness is at an all-time low, it doesn't matter if we understand that they're saying that explicitly, right? It's so long as they have like any kind of a wink and a nod, they're still to this day, despite all of the flagrant Nazi content that they put out there, they're still maintaining that tiny little bit of denialism. Which is again just the insult, because like if you know, then they're insulting you. If you're stupid enough to not know, then you can get thrown over by it.
I've quoted this scene so many times over the recent because I think it is one of the most poignant scenes and pieces of dialogue to come out in fiction in the longest time. That is so reflective of everything we're talking about right now. This scene, this 20-second scene from Andor. Here, I gotta turn the volume on. There we go. Oh, turn it up. Why did the volume go down when I unmuted it? That was weird.
Because fuck you.
This bombing last night.
They have no shame, do they? They don't even bother to lie badly anymore. I suppose that's the final humiliation.
Exactly. They don't even bother to lie badly anymore, and that's the final humiliation. It is humiliation. It's to humiliate you, to intimidate you, to keep you quiet.
To demoralize you, to convince you that you have no power and that there's nothing that you can do.
Yeah, and just that. We're assembling a petition, and I know how sad that must sound.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you haven't watched this series and you
really
just want
should,
a really accessible and easy way to understand what is happening with a fascist takeover and how it's happening in America, or has happened already, rather. This shows it. It really, really does. You don't have to be some sort of academic theorist mind to truly appreciate what's happening in this show.
It's very easily digestible.
Just pay attention to it. Just watch it. You know, it's because that really is it. They're like, don't be naive and think that, oh, you know, that's they're scared of us. They don't want us recording them. Oh, they do. They're not scared of you.
Yeah.
They're not.
I mean, they understand that the people are a threat.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
They're also
they feel
idiots.
that is well under their boot, and it is. To be blunt, not that I want to like be cynical or optimistic in either direction, just sort of observing the reality as I feel it is at this point.
Yeah.
It is yet to be determined if they're right, if they have thoroughly had the boot on the neck or not. Time will tell. You know,
time is not telling flattering things about us. On the whole, as individuals, there are some really brave, amazing individuals, but on the whole, the reality is unflattering, and it's because we're unorganized.
Yeah. As Sean just said, have to organize. We
yes.
have to.
Thank you.
We have to.
And so, in the this little, I'm so of two minds of this because, like, I feel a little bit guilty today. I'll elaborate on that. So, like, one issue with the left is that we eat our own, and it's basically if you don't pass enough purity tests, then you get ousted and ostracized, and like it's a thing, right? It's a thing. We know it's a thing.
And like to you know to anybody that has known me or followed me on the webs for a while, I could just easily say, and maybe to an extent they're right, that I am guilty of that as well.
Oh, sure, me too. Absolutely.
Like just debating and arguing our way out of relationships with people. And you know, like I think anybody can be guilty of that, but I think it depends on what you take and learn from it and what you do moving forward. But sometimes no matter what you do, there's not much that can be done. Take example what happened.
And that's what I want to say is that today. That's what I want to say is that basically like
I got into an argument with someone I did not want to argue with. I did not want to get into it with this person. I loved and respected them, and I'm already saying that in the past tense because they've decided to really throw that love and respect under the bus over what I feel was a pretty minor debate.
And here's my thing is that like my tolerance is so low for people who think that everything who go into things a disagreement with the understanding that all things being equal, but they think that all things are always equal when they're fucking not. And if it's a topic where things aren't fucking equal and you're going to come at from an unequal side, but also like come from an unequal side with attitude and just, you know, be really, you know, a bitch about it, then like I have no patience. And at this big age of mine, I'm not going to pretend that all opinions are valid. Some opinions are fucking stupid and you need to reevaluate yourself. And I understand that how that can be like, you know, in some ways the left eating itself. But here's the thing is that the difference between community and interpersonal relationships, I'm not saying that someone who has these stupid opinions needs to be ostracized from the community and like they should be evicted. What I'm saying, but I'm allowed to say that you're a fucking idiot. I don't want to be friends with you. And get out of my living room and eat shit.
Like, and that's a delicate thing too. That I feel a lot of people who are working in these circles sort of don't understand because like. And I think part of the problem is none of us are being paid to be there, right? Like
no, but also like misunderstanding social media and like
Yeah, you're not being paid to be there. And what I mean by that is that there is nothing that is immediately obligating people to get along other than their drive to organize. And when you just are considering that, the drive to organize, you start to look at it potentially through the narrow scope of how you think things should be done, and not listening to your peers and the people around you, and it becomes like a crab bucket thing. That's an unfortunate thing I've seen in a lot of leftist circles where everybody wants to be the top dog academic in the room. And kind of destroy anyone else who isn't kind of matching their level, right?
And that's why I've always maintained is that there's no single path to freedom. There are a lot of different ways that we necessarily need to come at issues, because if it were simple, we would have figured it out and fixed it by now. We need a lot of different opinions. But some opinions are still bad and useless,
and you need to be humble enough and you need to be humble enough to realize when your opinions are bad or stupid. And believe me, like not a lot of people, like, because when I talk online and stuff, usually I'm talking from more of an established knowledge base. Like if you saw my posting and arguments from 15 years ago, I would probably post with a lot more an open mind on certain things because I did not have the knowledge base. But once you have a certain knowledge base and you're speaking from a point of like, this is my perspective and this is what I'm trying to say, people can get a lot more confrontational. Take, for example, this is actually something that's caused a rift with a few people that I know, but also the mature and well-adjusted people that I know that either do like AI or don't mind AI. At least they are mature enough adults to know not to pursue the argument in a certain direction.
Well, and that's the thing is that like this is one of those topics where it is so
I mean, that is that is a good point. That is a good point. Again, like you should be able to handle another leftist talking some shit about you and still get along with them. If the second you have a conflict with somebody and you write them off because you had this disagreement, I don't know. I doubt your ability to organize seriously. Right.
And that thing is that like, that little interaction I'll forget about by tomorrow. But it's like
see, I won't, because they're a local musician that I enjoyed working with.
And I understand, but I'm also
and again, I did not want to have the argument with this person.
I know.
In fact, it started with an argument from somebody else, and I made a post that said, and I just want, if you have anything to add to this debate, people out there in the world, feel free. Let me know I'm wrong. I am all ears to hear that I am wrong. I love hearing when I'm wrong about things, because oftentimes the things I'm right about are so bad. And so I want to be wrong. But I said, I can't believe I had to actually argue with someone who calls themselves like an eco warrior. And like all this sort of ethical person. They had all these kind of virtue signaling tags in their bio, which I don't mind. Virtue signaling is fine. I don't say that as an automatically derogatory term like some people might. But when you are waving all those flags and then you turn around and go, well, AI is fine. All technology uses water and energy. So, it's the same as everything else. I have to. No. So I did push back on that person, and they ended up unfriending me. And again, I feel like I was so gentle. I know, just as like I'm the type of person that feels and believes and has wired their brain to approach talking to somebody in like very straightforward, easy to understand terms. And sometimes that comes off as very blunt. But the thing is, it's like, I just want to make sure you are receiving the information that I am giving, nothing more, nothing less. Right.
And that's the thing too, is that like you at this point have a lot more patience than I do, and you're nicer than I am about it.
Well, because I'm nicer to people that I know. Like if I have a basis of mutual respect for them, like I know you, I have a base, we have some sort of rapport. If it's a random stranger on the internet, I'm probably less likely to give them the time of day, because if I'm the stranger on the internet tripping on somebody, I don't expect them to necessarily give me the time of day, because I am nobody to them.
Yeah.
Why would they waste their time on me?
Yeah.
I completely get that. But when it's somebody that I actually know, it's a little bit different. So the way she started out here is brutal, bro. And at first I'm like, it is brutal that I had that argument. But no, she goes on to say, maybe let's all take a fucking breath and stop judging each other. That would be neat. We're all here just out here doing our best. Use AI, don't use AI, to each their own. I'm tired of people talking down to each other that they believe their choices are better. The world is fucked up. Let's not make it harder by being jerks and calling people stupid. Because I did make a little joke. I actually explain it. I feel like I was being very
so dramatic.
I feel like I was being very fair. Yeah. So I'm gonna put this on. I'm trying to be nice enough not to reveal
that's
the
not
person's name. I don't think it's fair to necessarily name them. If you see the thread or whatever, but I'm not going to specifically call them out by full name. At least I probably say their first name in this video. But yeah, this was my video reply to them saying that. And again, you can tell me if I'm being ridiculous or not.
It would be best to reply to you in video format, as to avoid the sterile directness from which text what you're getting at here a little bit. That we should stop judging each other. Now, this is judging somebody's words and actions. I'm not calling them stupid necessarily. That was a bit of a joke at the end there. That was meant to be taken with a little tongue.
Because what I said was, and this is a real conversation I had with a coworker of mine, and he asked me, hey, do you believe that the majority of people are stupid? And at the time, I had given him a long, thoughtful answer about how I didn't think so. I thought, no, it's more social conditions. It's the world we're in and the systems we're in that make people unmotivated in a number of ways, or make them discouraged in a number of ways. I don't think stupidity is the right word. But I added the little joke at the end that I'm like, every day I'm confronted to rethink my position on that. I was being a little tongue in cheek. I hope that came across tongue in cheek, but
in cheek, because of being regularly confronted with what is essentially poor logic, and I will not accept that when it comes to something somebody's trying to debate or argue with me on. If you are bringing a poor argument to the table, I will judge it as such. So to say, for someone to say I'm an environmentalist, and then knowing something that is putting unnecessary increased pressure on environmental resources, that it's kind of poor logic, and it should be pointed out. Hey, the stance that you're trying to take and the argument that you're making are in direct contradiction with each other. It does not make sense. So, just as you are saying that it comes off as judgmental, I can say that argument does not make sense, right?
I'm being awfully generous, because I feel like me calling me judgmental for that is actually less logical. But I was being generous enough to say that they were equal. But
to make the argument that when you say we're all just doing our best out here, when it comes to using AI, I might say that we're not doing our best. Studies have shown already that people who use it begin to have lower cognitive function. They stop using parts of their brain that people regularly use, and thusly it makes us a bit lazy. Like, I'm not a neurological expert, I'm not a neuroscientist or anything like that, but I do know enough that the brain is a fundamentally lazy thing. If you give it a convenience, it will not do the work like say for instance cell phones, right? Who remembers phone numbers anymore? They're all saved in our cell phone. We gave the brain the convenience of not having to remember these numbers, so it doesn't, right? You don't have to have the repetition. It doesn't become logged in your long-term memory. That's just simply how our brains work. So it's not necessarily a judgment to that person that they are a lazy person, but they are engaging in an activity that is literally having them not perform at their best, right? That is something that we know. And I think when we know that and understand that, when we're reviewing the evidence, looking at the information, things like that, it should be said out of just mere respect for that other human being, that you are being honest and transparent with them in the knowledge that you have. Now they can choose to accept it or not accept it in either way. And if their method of not accepting that information is to again use poor logic, well, everything uses water. What's the point? What's the point being mad at AI if everything uses water and energy? That's poor logic, because with water and energy from other things, we get much more essential and useful things done, and there's a reason we have been using it for that, right? So it's kind of in a different category of things. So yeah, like when you can. People should have the debate, or if you are engaging in that debate, as this person was engaging with me, literally the nature of the argument is who is making the better choices and providing the better evidence, right? So they were not providing good evidence, and they were not providing.
Yeah, like I'm not, it's one thing to say in some sort of like sweeping way, everybody who uses AI is a bad person, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not what's being said. I'm saying like using AI is bad. Everybody says hate the sin, not the sinner. But then you start hating on the sin, and you start hating on the sin, and the sinner starts seeing themselves in it, and they start to get their ego wrapped up, which is what I think happened to this person I'm making these video replies.
So what I want you to, I want to follow this thread right now. I just sent you a link. Can you share that? Because I need to make a point with it. I sent it to you on Messenger. Yeah, right there.
Oh, wait, why is this? Oh, it's freezing.
No.
Here, let me try and refresh it.
Okay.
Oh, the whole window just froze. What the fuck?
Such a short video. It should have been simple.
Yeah, but this whole Chrome window is frozen all of a sudden. Okay, here we go. Now it's.
Hello, Simpson.
There we go.
Lawyers and I were in the neighborhood and thought we'd stop by.
Would you like to come in for tea and marshmallow squares?
Yes, he would.
Okay, so the point is that when you ask AI a question, instead of going through the normal rules, roles, databases that we'd already established, you are involving all these other peoples and energy when you could have just relied on one, right? Like, for example, help desk. Let's just say that like there's a help desk that's previously you had like a knowledge base where you would type in some keywords and say like, I don't know, keyboard. So in days gone past, that database would search for the keyboard keyword. Maybe I should have said mouse. Doesn't matter. Anyways, it would quickly search through your own native database and then quickly come up with an answer. Now with AI, you're outsourcing like outside of your environment into an LLM, into a cloud server, which is a server at someone else's location. Now you're going there for an answer, and it's going to hallucinate and tell you, don't drink the tea, drink rat poison.
Yeah.
Right. But people, I understand that they don't understand that. And so like I give people a lot of grace to be to not understand how it works and think that this is similar to the previous models that we had, because to lay people it all looks like magic and they don't understand how it works anyways. And so, them typing in a question to Google previously looks the same as typing into Google now and getting AI answers. But the thing is, it's not the same. It's using so many more resources needlessly with worse answers.
Yeah. Yes. Because this is another part of this thread that I'm talking about, because a friend of mine dropped that Hank Green video, which actually is interesting in a number of ways, but it's not like giving a definitive answer to anything. Basically, what Hank Green is saying is like, just beware when you hear about AI's water consumption, because it could mean a number of things. There's a number of variables that come into play that you need to consider, and it's very easy to misconstrue the information in one direction or another. That was basically the sum of the video. It wasn't trying to make any sort of like empirical claims about whether AI doesn't use a lot of water or it does. He was just sort of like laying out what the variables actually are and how you might see that reflected in certain reports in the media and things like that, which I mean is relevant. That's good stuff to consider. But how this person seemed to be taking it was, like what he's really saying is that nobody knows, so you can't judge. And it's like, no,
Nope.
that's not what he said. Like all of us heard that. And which is another thing that I find very frustrating, because I don't want to call somebody stupid. I don't want to necessarily think that, your brain don't work good. I don't like believing that about people, but I have a hard time believing that she paid good attention to that video, if that was her takeaway from
And that's the thing that's frustrating too, in that so it's like, I'm tired all the time.
Yeah.
I am living a chaotic existence. A good one, life is good. I had some very positive things are happening, but I am tired all the time. My patience with the world in general is lower than I think it's ever fucking been. Not least of all because of COVID and realizing just how little people care about the social contract and about that they will uphold some false social contracts, like if you say I just want everyone to get along, but then you're passively insulting people, but you're expecting people not to actually
that's
literally
the thing
call
I
that
start
out.
to get into
I
here.
know that's what I'm saying.
You're making a nice
That's what I'm
segue for
saying.
the next portion of this.
So it's like, there's some social contracts that we've decided that don't make sense. Like, I'm going to wear pajamas to the grocery store, right? Or not social contract, social constructs of me wearing pajamas to the grocery store. It doesn't fucking matter.
Norms, whatever, however you want to say it.
I will wear my pajamas to go vote. I don't fucking give a shit anymore, right? Like, and so some things we've realized they don't make sense, they'll break down, but other things we're falsely holding them up, including like this false niceness, this false everyone should get along. But it predicates upon giving some people way too much latitude to insult you to your face, but also other people who the person who is being insulted given no latitude to be able to call it out for what it is. Suddenly you're being the aggressive one. I've decided that I'm just going to do away with that and call someone like,
because there are some people that come into these kind of conversations from a certain social perspective. Maybe it's because they're a woman, so they automatically think, I'm going to argue with a man. Men are aggressive. I, woman, therefore cannot be aggressive. Sometimes that does happen. I'm not trying to make some sweeping judgment about how women behave. But
and that not calling
a
someone
dynamic.
And then not using curse words is the same thing as being polite.
Yes. And the thing is, I mean, this person did use
now.
curse words. This person did use strong language, all the while saying, "Oh, don't be so harsh and judgy." And it's just like, I'm a bit confused, because if again, the end of that thread or the end of the thing that she says that I'm responding to, let's not make it harder by being jerks and calling people stupid. So she's saying I'm calling people stupid, thus I'm being a jerk. She's calling me a jerk, which I mean, if that's your assessment of my behavior, I can respond to that. I can take that. But and I do get to that just a moment here. There we go.
Good evidence to back the choices they were making, let's say. So yeah, the world is fucked up in a lot of ways, but it's not because of having honest debates and judgments about those debates with each other. In fact, I think it's the opposite. It's the fact that people have these arguments, choose to learn nothing from each other, choose to not be honest with each other, choose to get egotistical, or make it a win or lose thing, or a cult of personality thing. I think that kind of falls into why things are a little bit fucked up in how we talk about things. But yeah, saying I'm being a jerk by calling a stupid argument stupid, I mean, it's pretty judgmental too, right? It's, but the thing is, I can take that judgment. I'm not going to be mad at you for saying that's a jerky
at least
thing.
Not at first.
I'm going to say I think that assessment is poor because of all the things I just said.
Yeah.
And I hope that you can reflect and respect that.
Also, not
narrator,
everything.
No,
Not
she
every.
cannot.
Yeah, not everything is a debate.
Yes.
Some things are just yes and no.
Yeah.
And also,
know that if I am having the debate with you, if I'm sitting down to write a paragraph or make a video reply like that, it is because I respect you. Even if I'm vehemently disagreeing, even if you're feeling a little bit of sting in your pride because I'm using strong language to make my point, please know that if I am taking the time, it's because there is some level of respect there.
Yeah. But there's also this idea that because something is said on social media, that everything needs to be a debate.
Yeah.
No fucking.
I mean, this person chose to debate me. They did not have to come to this thread to make this argument.
Well, and
like, look at my PFP is literally an anti-AI logo. Like, you know what I'm about. I'm not making it a secret here. Yeah. So her coming in here to kind of tacitly defend AI, like, you had to know what you were getting into. You had to know you were inviting the argument if you were coming to me this way.
But also, like, not everything is an invitation for debate, especially like, so let's call the difference between hosting like a public group on social media versus your own personal page. Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like your own living room.
This is my personal page. Yes, I do keep it public. I do appreciate spirited responses. But again, like, I try and respect people as best I can. But she only got more heated from here. She says, I didn't call you a jerk. I said, let's not be jerks. Yeah. From my experience, proper debate, and it just gets silly from here, because literally what I'm about to read you, I don't know where she got this from. I don't know who would have taught this to her. I don't know who would teach this to anybody, or where these ideas originate from. It literally just sounds like she's making it up. I don't know. But she says, from my experience, proper debates are formed from actual knowledge and not resorting to calling an opinion or perspective stupid or illogical. I don't know if you've ever listened to a debate before, but that's par for the course. Like, people in debates saying, that's stupid, and going on to explain why. Yeah. Do you think she maybe asked AI for her responses? I mean, possibly, because the person I was arguing with before this that led to this thread in the first place, I am actually quite confident they were using AI to respond to me. And I didn't ask them if they were doing that. And then they made a video response to me where their verbiage was much different than what was typed. So, but in this case, I honestly don't know. I appreciate you talking to me from a respectful place, but when I reread your post, it didn't start that way. Well, I wasn't talking to you. First of all, oh, you're debating me from respect. So this automatically tells me she read that post, and because I was criticizing AI and the logic of using AI and calling that stupid, that she read it and said, he's saying I'm stupid. and she's responding that way in kind. And it's like, don't get hit by the rock that wasn't thrown at you, you know?
Yeah. Hey, I resemble that remark.
Yeah. So like her whole thing of coming in here fluffy, like use AI, don't use AI. No, you use AI and you feel a little guilty about it. And now you're trying to have this argument with me to try and justify it in your own mind. And that becomes very apparent to, I don't know, anybody paying attention. So she goes, I don't hate anyone. Everyone is entitled to their opinion.
No,
next sentence, she completely contradicts that. If we all thought and acted the same, things would be hella boring. What I am trying to say, as respectfully as possible, is that you and many others do not have enough, know enough about this topic and are not coming from a neutral, unbiased state, and therefore are utterly incapable of being able to have a proper debate about this. A debate should never start from your opinion is illogical. Instead, it should be like, oh, cool, you and I have a different perspective.
Yeah, that's the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard.
What?
No.
What?
Yeah, like you can only
you
can only speak on something if you know absolutely nothing about it. Fuck off.
What is that? Like, yeah,
that's how we got measles coming back.
Mean? That was all fluff and nonsense. I don't know what any of that was supposed to mean.
But
like, you're entitled to your opinion, but also, if you don't have a certain knowledge base, you can't talk. So no, you're not entitled to your opinion.
She's saying the opposite. She's saying if you do have a knowledge base, you're not allowed to talk.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Well, because if you have a knowledge base, you're biased.
This is how measles came back. This is how smallpox is going to come back.
It just doesn't make any
sense. This is how polio
sense.
is going to come back.
Yeah.
Because people think that being uneducated is the same as being educated. Therefore, they're not vaccinating their fucking kids.
Yeah. And you're not entitled to your opinion. Yeah, I agree. I will even get into that. I made a shorter than the last one video reply. So this is probably how we're going to end the show here. But yeah, this is me, again, trying to desperately talk her down from whatever illogical fucking tangent that her mind has been sent on because she felt her ego get stung by AI being criticized. Oh, I gotta unmute.
And measured in my response here. Okay, so I'm trying to be very careful and measured in my response here, but I am going to push back perhaps a little strongly on a couple of the things you said here, because I don't think what you said was very good. And I will carefully explain why. I didn't call you a jerk. I said, let's not be jerks. Okay. In the context of what you said, the behaviors you were saying I was engaging in, and then identifying them with jerk behaviors. That's what you were saying. You were, it was kind of roundabout, but you were saying I was being a jerk, which again is fine. You can make that assessment, just as I had previously addressed, but don't make the kind of semantic rhetorical argument that that's not what you said, because that is what those words mean. That's what it adds up to. So it feels a little, I don't know, insulting to my intelligence to try and make that semantic argument. From my and I'm going to have to address a couple other things here. And again, I am addressing them carefully because I do respect you. So I just want to make that very clear, because I can come off a little strong. I'm aware. So I'm trying not to do that very, very actively. Okay. Proper debates are formed from actual knowledge, not resorting to calling an argument or perspective stupid or illogical.
So they start
like that all the time.
They come from actual knowledge, but also if you already know anything and it forms an opinion, you're biased and therefore can't engage. I don't know. I just don't know anything she was trying to say.
But also, if you have actual knowledge, then you know that when someone's full of shit.
And some guy going up to another guy saying, hey, I think you're wrong about this. I think what you're saying doesn't make sense. I think it doesn't track. I think it doesn't follow. I think it has flaws. This is why. That is the nature of most debate. So I quite frankly don't know what you mean when you say that. You're right. It does come from actual knowledge, but that does not exclude knowledgeable people from saying, hey, I think you're wrong. Right? That's that's where the debate comes from, is thinking somebody else is incorrect about something. So I don't hate anyone. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. I mean, I don't think everyone is entitled to their opinion. That can really be quite subjective.
Is it in the year of our Lord 2026? No, fucking no. Everyone is not entitled to their opinion.
Yeah, I expect you to know something about the topic before forming an opinion.
And I also expect
if you're going to debate on it, knowing that you don't have much of a knowledge base, being receptive is very good.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to engage in the debate, but as long as you're just like, oh, I didn't know that. Thank you for this new information. I will move forward according to that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also,
But
we're
then you
dealing
go on
with
to say,
so no, not everyone is valid.
that you do not believe everyone is entitled to their opinion. In fact, you make some pretty strong, sweeping judgments with no information or very little information, such as what I'm trying to say, as respectfully as humanly possible, is that you and many others do not know enough about this topic and are not coming from a neutral, unbiased state. And are utterly incapable of being able to have a proper debate about this. I think that is a very strong judgment from someone in the position who I could just as easily make that sweeping judgment about.
Yeah, like what has she said? What did she say to explain and portray her vast depthy knowledge on this subject? Nothing. So, but she's accusing everybody else of not knowing enough.
I don't know what authority you are standing on to say me and many others who disagree with AI in a number of ways are not capable or qualified to have the debate. That's actually quite disrespectful, quite judgmental. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was honestly quite surprised because my experience with this person has very pleasant, and I did not want to find myself in this argument with them. So I am trying to talk them down as gently as possible.
Yeah.
And it is not successful.
Yeah. Like, and to say a debate should never start from your opinion is illogical. Well, you just said a bunch of people are illogical and thus shouldn't have the debate. So you kind of contradicted yourself. I'm afraid to point out, I'm just no judgment, but this is like what happened in that paragraph, right? And again, repeating the debate should never start from your opinion is illogical, because again, that is debate. That is what that is. Like, people don't have to go, oh, cool, but I have a different perspective and here's why. Like, you know, somebody debating against a fascist doesn't have to say, oh, cool, you have a different opinion. You know, you don't have to say that. I don't expect anyone to say that, to be honest. So, you know, I'm sorry. I don't think you're coming from a good place here, if I'm being perfectly honest.
And then I come in and I bulldoze, and I'm just like,
she came in and was like, yeah, you fucking suck. And that came in there guns blazing. Well, she was pretty.
I'm surprised I didn't get bad.
She was condescending to you as well.
She was, and I wasn't having any of it.
So, but yeah, like I honestly, like that strain and awkwardness you see in my face there was very real. I did not want to have to tell this person that they were behaving poorly.
Yeah, and that's why I said straight up, you're the nice one, because I'm just like, I'm gonna tell you you're behaving poorly, and I hate you, and I don't respect you.
You know, yeah, I didn't want to have to do that, but at the same time, if I was in her position, I would only hope that someone had enough love and respect for me as a human being to
Mhm.
tell me and put me in my place, right?
Yeah.
It's a cyclical thing. We
Mhm.
are all and I mean this honestly.
Mhm.
We are all our brother's keepers, right?
Yeah.
We have strong points, we have weak points, we have strong times,
Mhm.
we have weak times, and we need to be able to depend on each other to get through those moments. Like
Mhm.
when I posted last night that I just didn't feel up to the show and I didn't feel up to doing this. A
Yeah.
lot of people were in support, like, hey, you know, if you need to take the break, you got to do what you got to do. These are hard times.
Mhm.
And she was even one of the people that said that.
Yeah.
You know, so you know that's great. That's good stuff. That's you know, so I don't want to have to be rude to somebody. But finally, it got to the point where in the following replies,
Mhm.
she became such the stereotypical Karen towards you
Mhm.
and a couple other of my friends,
Mhm.
and it really became very unacceptable quickly,
Right.
despite the fact her coming in with her love and light,
Peace and love. Yeah.
peace and love vibes, right? It was very odd.
Yeah.
So she goes, yeah, what is it? Ooh, A+, you're so right. But also, it isn't an articulate debate argument because you just simply said no to her argument. You're like, no,
And then I'm like, I'm not actually debating. I don't
yeah,
respect you.
We're just signaling your disagreement. Yeah. Do we all need to go back to debate class? Was I the only one who took philosophy in high school? And it was at that point where I was like, that level of obnoxiousness mixed with like the Dunning-Kruger shit.
Yeah.
You just showed your whole fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You just showed your whole dirty unwiped asshole because
Yeah.
you're actually suggesting that this is some high school debate class.
Yeah.
That's what you think how all of this should work, and even then you don't even understand what that is in the first place. That's embarrassing. That's like some transphobe trying to engage in a gender studies conversation. Men have a penis, women have vagina, because I learned that in 7th grade, and that's where my knowledge ends. And that's why I'm right and good, and all of you doctors that spent your life studying this are wrong. It was almost like that's what it felt like, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean,
just
you know,
insulting levels of ignorance.
yeah,
I
and,
was actually in shock.
And that's the silly thing is that like coming from a place of thinking that anyone's Facebook post is a debate.
Yeah. I'm not here to
not.
have a formal debate. But even then, I treated you with generosity
Yeah.
and gentleness in my disagreement with you. So it's like I'm so sick of hearing. I've gotten it so much over the years as I have engaged with debates with people.
Yeah.
As they increasingly get frustrated because they're losing the debate.
Yeah.
Because I'm just, I hate to brag, outdoing them.
Yeah.
They get so frustrated and they're like, you know what your problem is? You can't handle that other people disagree with you. And it's like, I seem to be handling it just fine. I think you're not handling it very well. If you're the one who's freaking out going, I'm handling the disagreement just fine. If you walk away from this, I'm going to be okay. Yeah.
Well, because like you and I, we are wrong all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And finding out the correct information is a relief.
Get used to being wrong. Become okay with being wrong. The sooner you become okay with being wrong, the more often you will become right. And then you'll end up like me, where all of your most cynical predictions keep coming true. And you're like, oh my God, I wish I'd stop being right.
Yeah, it's like,
I would love to be wrong for
Yeah.
fucking once. Honestly, I hope I'm wrong about AI. I hope I am so wrong about all my doom and gloom about AI. But so far, I have seen no reason to think otherwise, especially with the massive market bubble it's creating and when that crashes. And I say when.
I mean, it just
economically so bad for everyone.
It is so maddening because like all of us little plebes are at the mercy of this bubble.
Yeah, no one asked for this. No one asked for this.
But like it's all just we're at the mercy of it. We're not steering the ship. We don't have control over what companies use AI and what for, or if they're using it, if they're just plugging AI into like our sensitive information that then can get disseminated and stolen. Like we as consumers, as plebes, have no fucking control over any of this. And yet it's where are the data centers being set up?
And all I'm trying to tell people is don't use it in like any way you could avoid using it. Like the person that initially sprung this debate that I was talking to beforehand, that was one of the things they were doing, you participate in society, sort of meme, where it was like, oh, congratulations, you're using energy and water right now. So
it's also like,
and it was just like, but you don't need to use the thing that is completely unnecessary that uses an increased amount of it. I feel like that's pretty simple.
Yeah. And like a lot of the products that we use that historically have not used AI are putting AI features that we didn't ask for and often
in places you didn't even know it was there.
And so like you're participating in society. Well, these are systems that were already in place.
The people that own the industry and means of production have not given us a choice, and that's kind of a fundamental fucking problem, wouldn't you say? In capitalist economics, they actually would refer to AI as a negative utility. It is a bad. Like you've heard of goods and services. Well, in economics, there is such a thing as a bad, and a bad is something that most of the market rejects, doesn't add value for the consumer, and essentially nobody wants it. That's AI. That's AI.
And like basically, like at work, we're trying to figure out we have to order new servers because that's just reality with IT. Is that equipment, especially with like operating systems and such. They get more and more resource heavy, and the costs are going up exponentially because CPUs and RAM are being like
the cost of the materials to run this stuff have gotten super expensive because the demand is so high.
Well, because the what's the word? The speculation on the demand. It's not even the actual demand right now. It's a speculation on the demand.
And like there's this whole thing about a lot of the precious metals and minerals needed to build these data centers, and the kind of economic trade between countries in regards to that. Like apparently China is holding out on silver big time. Silver is needed to build servers in data centers. So that's causing some issues. So it's a bit more complicated. But the thing is, like, even in the most simplest terms, what was it? OpenAI needs something like, I might be misquoting this, something like a $14 billion cash injection by next year.
I don't remember.
Or else the stock is going to crash because it's not profitable. They are depending on a constant injection of investor money to keep this entire thing afloat. Because again, it's not real. It's all very speculative as to what its value might eventually be in the future. And that is a fucked up way to try and build an industry and a new technology, and
to have it as a linchpin for so many technologies. Because like, let's say that OpenAI dies tomorrow. Shitting fuck, what's it gonna take down with
the greater ripples that would cause. It's almost like how we were talking with Sean about the petrodollar. And the shock to the world that it would cause to try and peel ourselves away from that. They've gotten so invested that it has, how do we get out of this now? It looks like Nat has dropped out, but that's okay because we've reached the end of our show anyways. We're just a little bit past the hour here. So this seems like a good place to end it. Thanks so much. Honestly, like the amount of debates and that I've had that have turned ugly on an interpersonal level, where people no longer like me because of the debate that we had. They don't want to talk to me anymore or associate with me anymore. This is one of those instances. And again, I'm honestly trying to get along with people, and I feel like I don't know if there's anything you guys feel like I should have or could have done better. I'm all ears because I want to get better at organizing, getting along with people, and making this easier. I swear to God, people don't make it easy. People don't make it easy. It is really, oh man, like, was I not being so fair? Yeah. Anyways, as always, stay rough.